and welcome. I'd say it's nice to see you, but I can't see you. But that's what 2020 is all about, isn't it? I'm Leslie Horton, and I'm super happy to be here tonight to be hosting the Calgary Police Youth Foundation Chief's Courage Awards. We are celebrating tonight a giant. There's many giants among us. Many of you are at home in your pajamas, probably, having some snacks, probably, and taking in this virtual ceremony. But a true giant among this city, and that's who we're celebrating tonight, one of the people we're celebrating, and that is Mr. Dick Haskayne, who has been presented with the 2020 Philanthropic Leader Award by the Chief Constable for the Calgary Police Service, Chief Mark Neufeld. And we're also going to be celebrating some of the smaller giants among us tonight. Scott and Vesco are with us, two of the Youth Award winners. Hi, Scott. Hi, Vesco. It was just such a pleasure to read your stories and such a pleasure to see some young people truly making a difference in our community in truly a difficult time. So we're super happy that you're here with us tonight, and we salute you. Before we get into the details of the awards, we need to salute the incredible sponsors for this event, which started as a big gala in April, and then that had to be postponed. And then was going to be a big gala in November, and then that had to be postponed. And now I'm standing here with my sweats on the bottom, but a nice shirt on and my hair's done in a studio as we all get together online. That's just the way it has to be this year. Thank you to our sponsors who mean everything to the Calgary Police Youth Foundation: TC Energy, Shaw Communications, Burnett, Duckworth and Palmer, Synovus Energy, Pembina Energy, TD Securities, Bennett Jones, my home company, Country 105, Q107, 770 CHQR, and Global Calgary. FMAV for the audio-visual, that's where we are tonight. Avenue Magazine, Highlander Wines and Spirits, and video production for tonight's feature videos was gifted by Shaw Communications, the Mr. Haskayne tribute video, and the Jesse Mead, animated video. Sit back, relax. As you know, usually when we have these types of ceremonies, we like to kick it off with our wonderful bagpipers. Just because we can't all be together doesn't mean that we can't still have a performance by our bagpipers. Stampede, remember festivals, remember when we used to be able to do all of those things. Not so much the case in 2020, but we have had to maintain our connection with each other. And that's what the Calgary Police Youth Foundation is really all about. Making an impact on the lives of kids, youth, teenagers in our community. The Calgary Police Youth Foundation has a purpose: to educate youth about good citizenship, safe communities, policing, and how police are a positive influence in our community, and how these youth can avoid victimization and criminality. The foundation provides funding to 6 unique programs that provide education, prevention, early intervention, all of those combined to keep kids safe between the ages of 5 to 18, safe from being a victim of crime or making decisions to lead kids into a life of crime. Here is some info for you about the beginning of the Calgary Police Youth Foundation.
In 2011, a small group of citizens had a vision to stop youth crime from happening before it happened and to keep youth safe from crime. To do that, they would focus on Calgary children and youth, vulnerable young people who are at risk of victimization or getting involved in criminal activity. These visionary people knew that prevention, education, and early intervention were the key to creating change, and they knew they could not do it alone. To help address the varied and unique needs of marginalized kids, an initiative spearheaded by Calgary Police Commission and Calgary Police Service led to the forming of the Calgary Police Youth Foundation. They empowered youth with new skills, gave them access to recreational sports, fostered social and mental well-being, and created opportunities for positive learning experiences and friendly interactions with the Calgary Police. The positive downstream impacts were apparent. Investing in vulnerable children and youth was not only beneficial for them, but extended to their families, their peers, and their communities, creating a better city for everyone. Calgarians saw a need, came together, and the Calgary Police Youth Foundation grew and evolved. It began to bridge the gap that had existed for so long. It changed lives and continues to change lives by aiming to keep children and youth safe from victimization and crime before it happens, because all kids deserve a fighting chance. That's the magic. This is your city. This is your foundation. This is who we are, the Calgary Police Youth Foundation.
I had a chance to speak with Superintendent Asif Rashid this morning on our show on Global, and we were talking about the difference that the Calgary Police Foundation programs make in the lives of the youth, and how when you can impact the youth, then you impact their family and you can impact their friends, and the circles grow. And things that could have gone down one road are now going down a different road. And as these youth grow and the achievements that they make, it's astonishing. It gives you hope. It gives you a lot of hope that the foundation is out there connecting with the kids in our communities. That video talks about the visionaries and the visionaries that are at home watching. And we also have a visionary here. Brian and I are socially distant, but we're pretty much having a party here, just ourselves. Hey, don't show that. I got sweats on in the bottom. I thought at least Brian's got pants on, right? Brian, you've been the chair of the Calgary Police Youth Foundation's Board of Directors since the beginning. You are fully invested and engaged in this program, and you have a few words to say to us tonight.
Great. Well, thanks, Leslie, and thank you so much for being our MC this evening. It is a great privilege to be able to honor Dick Haskayne, a giant among Calgary's community and business leaders. A truly great person. You're going to hear a lot more about Dick in a few moments. And I think that was a really great animated video of the history of the Calgary Police Youth Foundation. In the spring of 2011, I met with Police Chief Rick Hansen and the chair of the Calgary Police Commission, Mike Shake. They wanted to share their vision of how to close a significant gap, in other words, a big opportunity for Calgary's community policing model. Back then, Calgary was about the only large city in Canada or the United States that didn't have a police foundation. They asked if I would help set up a nonprofit organization that would partner with the Calgary Police Service. The organization would have a very clear mandate to focus solely on program delivery that concentrated exclusively on Calgary's at-risk youth. the programs would be solely for education, prevention, and early intervention. All the funds raised would be entirely for the programs outside of the normal police operating budget. I asked a lot of questions. I did my due diligence, and I got a real practical education about the challenges that our kids in Calgary were facing. Gangs, drugs, cyberbullying, domestic violence, and so on. I had no idea how naive I was about the huge challenges that faced Calgary's youth. I've always tried to focus on community activities that have impact. I truly believe that our children are the most vulnerable in our society. Being able to be part of an organization that has a meaningful, positive, long-lasting impact on kids' lives and their safety is so, so important. The Calgary Police Youth Foundation and its success are very important to me personally and to my family, both in terms of the donation of our time and our money. There are many great community organizations in Calgary. I believe the Calgary Police Youth Foundation is unique because of the exclusive focus on children and youth at risk of victimization or criminal activity, and because of our strong partnership with the Calgary Police Service. All our programs have a common thread. They teach children and youth that they can make healthy choices about their behavior, and it gives them resources to support and help them. I look back now nearly 10 years, and I see how great the impact and therefore the opportunity was to make a meaningful, positive impact on Calgary's youth. I now think about 2020 and beyond, and I believe the need and therefore the opportunity is more challenging than it ever was. Since the start, we have had tremendous support from our corporate sponsors. You saw many of them listed earlier, our founding family donors, and many, many other Calgarians. I want to thank you all and to ask for your continuing support.
Thank you very much, Brian. Brian talked about how the importance of the Youth Foundation to him and his family, for their time, for their commitment, and for their money. And we are looking to raise money tonight to continue the work of the programs that the foundation does. So we have a little extra incentive for you. How would you like this fantastic Lego kit of police headquarters? Yes, sirree. If you donate tonight to the Police Youth Foundation, you'll be entered into a draw to win that Lego kit. I wonder if anybody out there has anybody in their life that might enjoy a little bit of Lego this Christmas season. So anybody that donates tonight will be entered into the draw. So you can state your intention right now. This is how you do it. Go to the chat on the platform that you're using, write down your name and the amount you wish to donate, and then someone will get back to you on Monday. Important, do not enter your credit card at that point. We do not want to have to cover credit card fraud from this gala. Just enter your name and the amount that you wish to donate, no credit card numbers. Someone will then contact you on Monday, and you can do that under chat on the platform that you are using. Well, we always like to take a moment to chat with a man who's got a few things on his plate these days. Chief Constable Mark Neufeld and his wife Lynn are online. Chief Neufeld, you are going to be speaking about the importance of the community work and the Calgary Police Youth Foundation work and how it connects with the kids in our community. Good evening to you both.
Hey, good evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, good evening to you, Leslie. I just want to say, if you have any problem with credit card fraud, just let me know. I know a few people who can probably help us out with that. But good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for being here with us tonight. My wife Lynn and I are absolutely thrilled to join you tonight, right from the comfort of our own kitchen here. I tried to convince her over the last little while that this was actually date night and that all my thoughtfulness around the meal that was delivered, that was all me. She's not buying it. I just want you to know that.
He tries every year.
We certainly did have a big vision, as Brian said, late last year as we first began talking about this inaugural event, the Chiefs Youth Courage Awards. And the vision was certainly fairly simple, actually. Let's just recognize great kids and amazing community leaders all in the same night. And who can't get behind that? It turns out, though, we didn't completely factor in a global pandemic and the significant, though certainly necessary, global health or health restrictions that have been put in place. But I certainly do want to commend the staff of the Youth Foundation. I know that they've been very flexible, and along the way, they've been able to sort of, at first, I think, postpone, and then after, we had to find different ways. And I've just been completely amazed at the way that they've handled this with grace all the way through, ultimately being able to make it happen for us virtually tonight the way that they have. So I really think that's awesome. It's definitely been a year of surprise and at times compromise for all of us in both our personal and professional lives. Lynn and I were chatting about this a little bit earlier, and in fact, in some ways, we've sort of gotten to the point where we're somewhat thankful, I guess, for the perspective that the pandemic has put on, on our lives. When we think about all the things that we, quote unquote, used to do that we're not able to do now because of the pandemic. And so I think we put a little bit more of a premium on the time that we're able to spend with our loved ones, as well as the time that we're able to come together in large groups like we used to be able to support significant community events and folks in our community as we are here tonight. So I think we find a way to be thankful even in the midst of some of the challenges that we've faced. As many of you know well, the Calgary Police Service Calgary Police Service is a key partner with the foundation in the delivery of the 6 great programs that support children and youth here in our city. The service has long taken an extremely progressive approach when it comes to community-based policing, and with full credit to the Calgary Police Youth Foundation and our partners in the education and healthcare system, we have been and we continue to be a leader internationally, in fact, in terms of the youth programs and the focus on education, prevention, and early intervention that Brian and Leslie have talked about. I'm proud to say that we're a police service that I'll say gets it in terms of the way that we engage and empower youth to make great choices and to try to steer them away from the criminal justice system rather than mechanistically putting them into it. I think that's a really, really important piece. There's a lot of research about, the developing brains of youth and how they'll process information and risk-taking behaviors and what they might do during adolescence. And I think if we take that mechanistic approach that I was talking about, a lot of times we'll introduce otherwise good kids who would on their own stop some of that thinking and some of those behaviors and end up in a good place and actually introduce them into the system, which will have lifelong consequences for them potentially. So I think that's a really important approach that we've taken. And I think that's a feather in the cap of all of us here in Calgary. Certainly arresting offenders and solving crimes is an important part of what the police do, but it's far from the only thing. Police officers will always have to intervene in crime and chaos, but the magic really happens when the community and the police come together to prevent these situations, to reduce crime, harm, and victimization before they happen. Lives are changed, I think, and communities are transformed when the police can identify problems, reduce risks, and protect our most vulnerable. One of the best ways we can do that is to build relationships with kids. In Calgary, this is made all the more possible by the excellent work of the foundation, our partners, and the men and women of the Calgary Police Service. On behalf of all of us at CPS, I want to thank all of you who choose to support the foundation and the incredible programs that in turn support our youth. I had a wonderful start to my day this morning. It was really, really great. I was able to present awards, albeit virtually, to 6 wonderful Calgarians with their Chiefs Youth Courage Awards. It was an honor to meet Giovanni, Scott, Mamdu, Mateo, Vesco, and Nathan, again, even if it was virtually, and even if it was 7:30 in the morning, which is pretty early for young people when I'm thinking back. We would dearly love to be able to introduce you to all 6 of these great young people, but in the interest of time, we're only going to be able to do a couple this evening. But to learn more about the kids that we're not able to cover here tonight, I would encourage you to take a moment to visit the website CYCA or Chiefs Youth Courage Award Gala.com, where you'll be able to find information on the amazing contributions of each one of these kids. Before we move to the videos, I want to give a shout out to my friend Vesko Kikovic. So you're going to hear about Vesko in just a second here. But during this morning's ceremony, he got up early. He was all excited to participate in the ceremony. And, as luck would not have it for Vesko, his internet connection went bad right at the worst moment possible when he was getting his award, and he dropped off the call. So we weren't able to actually have the morning we wanted with Vesko. But I wanted to actually take a sort of an impromptu take two here and just say, Vesko, thank you very much for what you're doing. You're an amazing, amazing young man, and I want to congratulate you on the award that you've won. With that, we'll begin with the recipient of the 2020 award from PowerPlay.
Vasco 7, he's my only child. Last year we were dealing with some kind of mental health issues. He was really sad, struggling with school, coming home crying every day. He started saying things like he hates his life. Some kids were bullying him and chasing him down. I was having to have brain surgery. So I think that really worried Vasco, knowing that I had to go in for surgery. I was in a car accident about 5 years ago. They found in one of the MRIs that where my spinal cord goes into my brain was actually coming out of that hole. So sometimes I'd bend over and I'd just fully collapse because it would pinch a nerve, and my speech isn't as well as it used to be. I just kind of, say a lot, and he just looked at me, started crying. Like, it's not like he would be a type of kid that would be on the streets to get in trouble, but his mental health would still probably be struggling. It breaks your heart because it's nothing you ever want to see any child go through, not even just your kid.
I'm in Power Play, and I'm 7.
So Vasco told me about it. I guess his school picks a certain amount of kids that get to go. So it was like 2 months before Power Play started. He's like, Mom, I really hope I get picked for this Power Play program. I'm like, well, what's Power Play? He's like, I get to go play hockey with the cops. And I'm like, okay, but I've tried to put you in, a skating lesson. You didn't like it.
I didn't really know how to skate at first until I went there a couple times.
Oh, Vasco couldn't skate to save himself. Poor kid. It took a couple weeks of a whole lot of face plants and bum plants, and so the first couple weeks were a struggle. Vasco's normally a pretty shy kid, but the cops were always so welcoming that even your first time you went in, you felt like you've been there forever. The transformation of the happiness he started having through Power Play, it really brought joy to me, right? Like, he has something every week. He's like, is it Wednesday yet? Is it Wednesday yet, Mom? I'm like, no, it's only Thursday. But it's nice for them to see that, these cops are actually here to help me, and this is a positive, safe environment. Vasco's now a pretty confident skater.
I'm really good at defense and offense.
He's always smiling again, always laughing. His confidence is built as well. I think he learned how to connect with peers in a different way than through school. Power Play is changing the lives of a lot of kids. It has changed Vasco in such a positive way. I can't imagine any other program that could have done this for him.
Thank you for all of the ones who are working hard and helping to make Power Play.
Thank you so much for everyone that's donated, because they are changing so many kids' lives.
I had such a good morning this morning. Congratulations once again, Vesko, and to you too, Nadine. You're raising a fine young man there, and that certainly doesn't happen by accident there, obviously. So once again, congratulations to you both. We're going to introduce you to one more award winner this evening, and that's the Youth at Risk Development, or YARD, Chiefs Youth Courage Award. So this award recognizes a youth who values interpersonal relationships, who strives for good mental health and wellness, and who works hard to acquire skills and participate in pro-social activities. The YARD youth will strive to make good relationship choices, favoring those who live a life free of crime, and exemplify responsible behaviors. They work hard to resist and avoid influences that could lead them toward criminal activity. Yard youth also follow the laws as they pertain to drugs and alcohol, and they know how to seek assistance if they need to. They will be able to problem solve, manage complex life situations, and they have a plan for their education, and they also have a plan for a future, and they have career goals. They're trustworthy, they're reliable, they're versatile, and they're practical. And these words could not better describe our award recipient, Scott Horseman.
Our Youth at Risk Development Program award winner, Scott, has been in the program for 2 years. When he joined the program, Scott recognized that he wasn't making good decisions, and his mother believes that without the help of the program, Scott would have ended up in the young offender system or removed from the family. While in the program, Scott was able to identify important goals that he wanted to work towards, such as getting his learner's license, completing his high school education, and getting his first job. He's also embraced a leadership role within the Youth at Risk Development Program by earning the respect of his peers, and he's become an inspirational role model for his siblings. While Scott recognizes that he hasn't always made the right decisions in his younger years, he tells us that his experience is an important part of his past, and without it, he would not be the person he is today.
And congratulations again to you, Scott. It was nice to talk to you this morning. Scott had a hoodie on this morning, and I actually thought maybe his hair was wild this morning, but I see Scott keeps it pretty high and tight, so I don't think that was it. But anyway, congratulations, Scott. Back over to you, Leslie, and thank you guys again.
Speaking of high and tight hair, Chief, I'm just saying. Thank you, Chief, and the lovely Lynn. Lovely to meet Mrs. Neufeld. Vesco and Scott are with us online tonight. So congratulations to all of our youth recipients. But Vesco, I just want to say to you, I think we got a sense of the transformation that you have been through with this program. And I want to say that, young man, you are standing tall. You've got a sparkle in your eye, and you, sir, are going places. And it is wonderful to see. I look forward to hearing about the path that you are on. And Scott, the leadership qualities that you have presented that made you a nominee and a winner in this awards program are leadership traits that will stand you in good stead for the rest of your life. And you're absolutely right. Our past experiences make us who we are. You have taken your past experiences, you've brought them together, and you are carrying them forward into a new path. And that new path is going to take you places. Very, very impressive, young man. Both of you, Scott and Vesco. Thank you for giving us just a small taste of your story. To the 6 award recipients, congratulations to you all. The traits that you are showing are outstanding, and clearly the police officers who have nominated you have done so very carefully. And congratulations to you all, and keep on the road that you are going down, a fantastic road of positivity in your community that you are going down. Your families must be so proud. We are all so proud as well. So you've seen some kids from the program. Those programs need to be funded, and that's one of the reasons that we're here tonight. So just a reminder, if you want to donate right now, that Lego Police HQ is up for a draw. If you donate now, do not give us your credit cards. Just give us your name and the amount that you would like to donate, and you will be entered to win the prize of the Lego package. And someone will get back to you on Monday to get the credit card information. So don't give it to us tonight. Now I'd like to introduce you to the lovely and talented Calgarian Alex Hughes to perform a song in celebration of the Youth Awards and the Philanthropic Leader Award.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. Never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be. So I learned to depend on me. And I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I failed, if I succeed, at least I lived as I believed. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. Yeah, I found the greatest love of all inside of me. Well, the greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself, it's the greatest love of all. And I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Oh, unbelievable, unbelievable. You're trying to tell me something and I can't see. You're going to have to come closer. Come on in. We're on Zoom. We're all friends here. Come on in. Oh, thank you for that $5,000 pledge that we just got in. Thank you very much. That will help some kids get on the right path. Alex Hughes, thank you for that beautiful song. It was amazing. We have many amazing people in the city, don't we? And many of them make it their mission to make sure that those who are less fortunate in our city are propped up, that receive the help that they need. They're change makers. And that's the spirit behind the Calgary Police Foundation's, the Calgary Police Youth Foundation's I should have had a scotch, right? Philanthropic Leader Award. To celebrate the person that provides the shoulders for the rest of us to stand on. And 2020 is the inaugural year for this award. And we are so happy to be able to name Mr. Dick Haskayne to that award. Now, I have a couple of messages of congratulations, Mr. Haskayne, that I'm going to read to you. Congratulations, Dick. I would never call you Dick. This is the message. I would call you Mr. Haskayne, sir. But this is from your friend El Monaco. Congratulations, Dick. Your success and reputation for good business, judgment, ethics, and delivering results is second to none. but what really stands out for me is your leadership and energy in supporting our community and those less fortunate and being a true champion for Canada. Thank you for all you do, Dick, and congratulations. From Al Monaco, the CEO of Enbridge. And another one. On behalf of everybody at TC Energy, it's my pleasure to acknowledge all of the individuals being recognized for their outstanding contributions to the Calgary community. You should be extremely proud of your accomplishments and the journey that has brought you here tonight. And it truly is an honor to be able to add my congratulations to the many accolades Dick, and again, he's calling you Dick, sir, that Dick will so deservingly receive this evening. For those of you who don't know, amongst Dick's many business roles and achievements, he presided as chairman of TransCanada Pipelines through some very turbulent times. Like he does, he left his indelible mark on our company and its enduring values. His optimism, work ethic, genuine respect for others, and a moral compass that is always pointed in the right direction. Boy, that is a tremendous sentence, isn't it? Wow. That left a lasting impression that has guided the company through many challenges and successes. At TC Energy, we believe that building long-lasting relationships in the communities we call home help us forge a stronger future together. And Dick, that belief is part of your legacy. On behalf of our board, our management team, and our 7,500 employees, I am tremendously proud to extend my congratulations to my esteemed mentor and friend, Dick Haskayne, for his selfless dedication to making our community better for everyone and for being honored with the inaugural Philanthropic Leadership Award. Dick has shaped the Calgary business community that we see today, and he has done so by leading with kindness, perseverance, and integrity. He's someone that many, including myself, endeavor to exemplify and is very deserving of this award tonight. Again, congratulations on your achievement, Dick, and well done. Thank you for making a difference for the people of Calgary, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share words with you this evening as you celebrate the 2020 Calgary Police Youth Foundation's Chief Youth Courage Awards. Best wishes, of course, from Russ Gerling, the president and CEO of TC Energy. And another one. It's been my honor to know a fellow chartered accountant for several decades. Dick is a humanitarian, community leader, tireless volunteer, and philanthropist, inspirational leader, and mentor. His unwavering determination to enrich the quality of life means many for all Canadians. Dick, you have always and continue to inspire me to do more for our fellow Canadians. I have a wish. I always wanted to follow your footsteps to do more for our fellow Canadians. I hope I will be able to do a token of what you have done for our country. Congratulations from the bottom of my heart in recognition of your service and in your generosity, in particular promoting education. Canadians, thank you. May God bless you and your family. Of course, that is Mike Shake. Let's take a look at a bit of a tribute to Mr. Dick Haskayne.
Dick is a giant in terms of the contribution that he has made to Calgary and the example that he has set for Calgary's youth.
The impact that Dick Haskayne has had on Calgary, on Alberta, on Canada, that doesn't come around every generation. It comes around every century or two.
Dick is a leader in business, in community life, and in philanthropy.
And he's outgoing, he's dynamic. He's probably one of the most prominent business leaders in Canada.
One of those guys that you really can, do a deal on a handshake.
Ethics, I think, drive everything for Dick. He always wants to do the right thing.
I mean, he just tells it like it is. And when he tells it like it is, you want to listen.
The Calgary Police Youth Foundation is very proud to recognize Dick Haskayne as the first ever recipient of the Philanthropic Leadership Award. We honor Mr. Haskayne for his vision and positive impact to help children thrive and have lives free of crime and victimization. The award celebrates and honors a lifetime of generosity and dedication to the community. Dick Haskayne is a man who has never forgotten the importance of community.
Well, of course, Dick was from Gleason, Alberta, and his parents ran a butcher store.
That's one of the phrases he uses all the time. I'm just the son of a butcher.
Dick loves to make jokes about that, but I think he appreciates the value of those rural roots that he had in small-town Gleason.
Gleason was a little town and was less than 1,000 people. That's where I grew up.
His mother and dad cared so much about the people and the community.
You know, if I ever learned anything about business, I learned from my old dad. My dad, he had a great education, but he was very astute. When I look back on it, my mother, she was very outspoken. You couldn't dislike her. She worked in the butcher shop alongside my dad.
Mrs. Haskayne, his mom, knew which of the families were struggling. They kept a lot of families afloat during those times.
Dick became a philanthropist before he even realized, because of his upbringing in Gleason and his willingness for his parents to help anyone that was in need.
For the first 18 years of his life, Dick remained in the small town of Gleason, going to school, helping with the family business, and just being a kid. As he got older, he developed other interests and received some advice that helped decide his future.
The reason I went to university was basically when I was finishing school. A teacher by the name of Mr. Inman got a hold of me. He said, "You're pretty good in business. Why don't you go to university? Why don't you take commerce?" And I'd never heard of commerce.
Dick left his hometown of Gleason to attend the University of Alberta. He graduated and went on to start a career in accounting. From there, he began to rapidly climb up the corporate ladder in Alberta's growing oil and gas industry.
I articled for 3 years. After that, I went with Hudson's Bay Oil and Gas for basically 10 years. And ultimately wound up as president. And then we got taken over by Dome, biggest takeover in Canadian history. Finally, I decided to go with Home Oil. So I went there as president and also on the board of Harmarket. And then we wound up merging Home Oil and Enbridge. And the rest is history.
Absolutely amazing what he's done in his lifetime. Some of the biggest deals in Canada were done by Dick Haskayne.
In addition to over 60 years' worth of numerous successes in business, Dick Haskayne has just as importantly also made a significant mark on our community through a lifetime of exemplifying what it means to give back.
When we think of the phrase standing on the shoulders of giants, I would think about many of us standing on the shoulders of Dick Haskayne and the great contributions he's made. But Dick wouldn't think about it that way at all. He'd be far more appreciative of the people that helped him.
It's very important to him that others come along and that others build on what he started.
Dick is very kind and he's very generous. He's generous with his money. He's generous with his time, but he's also generous with himself as a person.
Dick Haskayne's legacy is so broad in this community. Anything from institutions of higher learning through the UFC and the Haskayne School of Business to Heritage Park to Rosebud Center for the Performing Arts. He has left his mark.
He says, I have a responsibility. I live in this community. I've heard him say this. I live here. And if I live here, I want to make it better for everyone.
Dick Haskayne's reputation personifies exactly what the Calgary Police Youth Foundation's Philanthropic Leadership Award is all about.
Dick, it's a great privilege and an honor for me as chair of the Calgary Police Foundation to have you recognized as the Police Foundation's first Philanthropic Leader Award recipient.
I commend you and Lois for getting behind this organization and contributing to their vision of helping future generations live free from crime and victimization.
Thank you so much for everything you've done for our school, for the Haskayne School, for the city of Calgary.
There are so many of us that have benefited greatly from the examples that you've set, from the good advice that you've provided, from the leadership that you've shown. Great man.
I can't help but congratulate you from the bottom of my heart for this award, which is so emblematic of what you've done all your life, helping young people along the way, getting them better education, creating safety for them and all those good things, and God bless you.
Your whole life has been about protecting and ensuring that people around you that perhaps do not have what you have and what you've built are able to have a good life. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition.
I know that I'm a better person because I was a friend of Dick Haskayne's.
This is particularly important at my stage in life. I've been so flattered by this organization. Every bit as meaningful to me as the other awards that I've had. We're so lucky to have the people that we have running our police department.
You know, there's an old saying that is much easier to give than to receive. Dick is the epitome of that.
To recognize a lifetime of achievement and giving back. To show that Dick Haskayne is a living example of what the Calgary Police Youth Foundation's Philanthropic Leadership Award represents. It's time to say thank you.
Fantastic. If we were in our gala hall right now, we would all be on our feet. We would be clapping for Mr. Dick Haskayne. Oh, and just like that, we get the clapping sounds. Mr. Dick Haskayne, so nice to have you with us here tonight. And sir, we salute you.
Things like this than I am. But just can't thank you enough. Our respect, not just for giving some funds, but what the police commission has done and the police in Calgary. And of course, I grew up in the little town of Gleason next to the RCMP. And we had lots of issues to deal with. And so I've had always grown up with a wonderful respect. And of course, today, what's going on, particularly in the United States, when you hear about the criticisms of police and how they're going to fund them, I just can't be more impressed than what we've done here. We still have more to do, but it's important to us that we understand that. And this little issue that we're talking about here with kids is certainly worth our while. And Lois, having raised 5 kids and with 11 grandchildren, probably has more to think about, say, than I do, but here she is.
Hi. Well, I don't usually have rivulets of mascara running down my face, but after the very touching comments of the wonderful people that have praised Dick, and I am so proud of Dick, and he is truly deserving of this. But what I would like to continue, and perhaps the most important part tonight for both of us, has been the 6 young people that have received these worthwhile awards for all their diligence and work that they've done thanks to the Police Foundation. And I find it unconscionable as a member of the Calgary community, this beautiful town with many wonderful, giving, compassionate people, that we can only afford 2 schools. That is just not right. And so my pledge tonight is that all of us would open up our hearts, open up our pockets, perhaps, and $1, $5, $100, $1,000, and on and up. It doesn't matter how small. But there's another way we can contribute as well, and that's through volunteerism. After all, the Police Foundation cannot do it all. And so I'm sure that with our taking, and I might add this, I want to specify that the police people who have gone into these schools, they are exceptional people, because you do not have success like these police officers have had with these young people unless they are truly compassionate, kind, but the biggest thing that they can give to these young people is to listen. Listen to what they're saying to them and read the underlying angst and emotional turmoil that they're going through. And so on behalf of Dick and myself, We will definitely be contributing. He doesn't know how much, but I do. And so if everyone else could step forward, that would be the most loving thing. So I want to thank you to everyone, to all of you, for everything you've done. Thank you so much.
That was so great and so heartfelt, Dick and Lois. Thank you so much. We had a really big gala planned back in April where we would honor Dick and the 6 Youth Courage Award winners. Like all of us, we've had to adapt to the pandemic and evolve things. It really is great that Dick and Lois are able to join us this evening virtually. And I really hope that we've been able to show you and showcase you in a very special event that is meaningful to both of you. I'm very fortunate that I met Dick early in my career and that I was able to have him as a role model and a mentor. You heard the great video tributes to Dick earlier, the impact that he's had throughout his tremendous career on so many people throughout Calgary, throughout Alberta, throughout Canada. I had a chance this afternoon to visit in person with Dick and Lois, properly physically distanced. We were actually meeting in their garage, so that I could present in person on behalf of the board of the Calgary Police Youth Foundation the trophy for our first Philanthropic Leader Award. Dick, as always, you were so gracious and humble. It was a joy to see you and Lois in person this afternoon. Leslie, a huge thank you to being our MC this evening. You are a true professional and an incredible friend of the foundation. Please accept, we've got some flowers here as a token of appreciation for this. So thank you so much. I think they're getting run in from the side corner. Ah, yes.
Stunning. Thank you, Brian. And Brian, wonderful to hear, as we were chatting, your reflections of Dick and Lois. And as we were watching Lois speak, Spitfire, I love her. Talk about passionate about kids and helping kids. And you know, she's really, really right. There's a lot of kids out there that could really do with expanding the programs of the Calgary Police Foundation. To help that along, we've got an online silent auction that we are launching tonight in support of the more than 9,000 children who go through foundation programs every year, and hopefully some more. So take a look at some of those items, and you can bid from your screen. And apparently there's even a little din-din with the chief at the Petroleum Club that is being auctioned off. So think about that. The donation button is still open as well. Use the chat function on whatever program you are. You can leave your name and the amount you wish to donate, your intention to donate, and then someone will get back to you on Monday and take those actual credit card details, because we don't want those flying around everywhere tonight on our platform. And of course, if you do donate tonight, you enter into the draw to win the Lego Police Warehouse. Well, thank you, Brian, for coming here, and your time and your effort and your enthusiasm for the Calgary Police Youth Foundation and your long-standing service to the Calgary Police Youth Foundation. Thank you to all of our presenters. Thank you to Chief Neufeld and to Lynn. Nice to see you, Chief. This is the inaugural awards of this kind, and I really believe that honoring these kids and having them get to meet you and have a chat with you is another of the tremendous steps in their journey, thanks to their involvement with the Calgary Police Youth Foundation, to all the officers, to all the police officers and staff who go to the schools, who spend the time one-on-one with these kids, who forge those connections, who build those bridges, who help kids like Vesco that we saw earlier, like Scott that we saw earlier, help them to make some good choices. And that's what it's all about. And those good choices ripple out to friends and to families and to siblings and to communities. And I think we all really want to make our community a better place to be. And I think we've all learned this year that there is great disparity in our community. And it's up to all of us to do whatever it is we can to try to even that out a little bit. All right. I think the virtual gala is done. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed yourself tonight. And thank you for your enthusiasm, your interest, and your engagement with the Calgary Police Youth Foundation. Good night.